What's up everyone, it's just Blaze89. Today we're going to be doing the best class setup for the new weapon, the PKM light machine gun. Before we get into doing this class setup, I'm going to give a shout out to Punkface HD. Make sure to go check him out, subscribe, tell him that I sent you. It'd mean a lot if you could subscribe to him. If you want a shout out, leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to give you one too. As I've said before, I'm happy to support everyone who's supporting me, and I'm always looking to help upcoming YouTube channels. We all need help growing. If we help each other, we'll all grow a lot faster. So let's get into this. Oh, before we get into this, I just wanted to say, don't forget to hit that bell when you subscribe to get notifications of when my latest video is up. So let's get into the class setup. This is actually, as you can see from the length of the video, quite a long one. The reason for that is that I've put two gameplays in here. The first gameplay is for the first class way to set up this class, which is more of a camping and long range style. I mean, you can, as you'll see in this video, you can run around with it. It's not a problem to run around with it, but it's also really useful to anyone who likes to camp in a building and pick people off. Obviously in this gameplay I'm not in a building, because there isn't really a building that's worth camping in on this map. But this class setup's really good for camping, even though I'm not in a building on here, so I'm not getting much use out of the claymores. But you'll see as we go on. The second video will be covering a class setup for this gun to make it a lot more mobile. So kind of like a run and gun type class, but obviously there's only so much running and gunning you can do with an LMG. But it's a far more on the go version of an LMG class setup in the second clip. So if you're not interested in the camping version, skip on over to the second clip. It'll probably be about, I think it's about 5 minutes into the video, and you'll get that set up. So anyway, let's get into the first one. The setup for our camping version of the class setup is we're going to have the ACOG scope, and I know what you're thinking, my god, he's having an ACOG. Every video I've said to you people, I do not like ACOG scopes, and I hate them. But it seems to work well on this gun. It's the first gun I've actually put it on and enjoyed using it on. Obviously the reason for the ACOG is because we're going to be operating mainly at range, because we're playing in a campy style. But we're not playing campy watching a doorway, we're playing camping looking out a window or looking out a vantage point. Almost like sniping, but obviously a lot more aggressive with the LMG. So it's really useful, as you'll see in this video, to have the ACOG. It helps you get those ranged kills a lot easier with this gun. In general, I don't like them. Obviously the only way you're limited with the ACOG is it does give you a slower aim, like slower, what's the word I'm looking for? It's slower to move your crosshairs about when you're aiming down sights, because of how zoomed in it is, obviously. So not great to be zooming down the sights in close range battles, but as I said before, we're not really using this class in close range. It's mainly to play at a distance and kind of camp. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. We've got the ACOG as our attachment. Perk 1, we're going to go for claymores. As I've said, the reason for the claymores is they're going to help us defend whatever building it is we're in. And if they don't get us the kills, the main priority is they will give us an early warning, because if we don't see a hit marker from them going off, we will at least hear them going off. As I said at the beginning of the video, you're not going to see any demonstration of claymores on this map, because there ain't really a particularly good way to use them, so yeah. But in general, obviously most buildings tend to have 2 entrances. Some have 3, some have 1, but for the most part they have 2 entrances, and you can shut them down with your 2 claymores, so that's why they're useful. Perk 2 we're going to go with is going to be stopping power. Now initially when I was setting up classes for this gun, I thought, logically looking at the stats on it, I thought it's got to be double tap, and double tap's been good on a couple of LMG classes. But having put double tap on it, while it is still like a laser beam with double tap on, the accuracy is crazy. I mean, it's the second most accurate LMG. It's only a fraction less accurate than the M249 saw. It is really accurate. It's like a laser beam at times. But anyway, even though it was accurate with double tap on, I found that it was taking the same amount of time to get a kill with double tap as it was to get a kill with stopping power. And I thought to myself, well, you're getting the same time to kill, but you're using more bullets to do it, so we'll go stopping power. So that's why we've gone stopping power. Perk 3, we've gone for deep impact. The reason we've gone for deep impact with this camping version of the setup is that when we're camping and we're at range, obviously sometimes there's going to be people in buildings opposite the map to us that are looking over at us, maybe snipers, maybe other people doing what we're doing. And you're also going to come across people fairly often that are going to be behind cover, whether it be cars, sheet metal, whatever. And having this deep impact is really going to make a difference in how quickly you can kill them. You know, the difference with deep impacts, you're killing them without it through cover, you could be taking a couple of seconds to get the kills. Let's say, for example, it might take, and I'm not being specific here, but for example, it could take, let's say, 10 bullets to kill someone through a surface without deep impact, and 5 with it. So it's well worth having, obviously when we're playing at a range as well. In terms of playing with it, like I said, we're mainly going to camp. We're going to use the claymores to block off the entrances to whatever building we're in, and we're just going to try and hit people from range, not really extending to anything past medium range. So other than that, and placing claymores, obviously as I've said before, facing slightly into the building that you're at, so you don't have a chance to avoid them. So that's the class setup for the camping version. And now we're going to go into the class setup for the far more mobile version of the gun. Before we go into this second class setup, I'll run through the camping one again, and that is ACOG scope, claymores, stopping power, and deep impact. Now let's get into this second version of the class setup, which is the far more aggressive and mobile version, almost like a rushing class, but you want to watch how much you rush with LMGs at all times. So the attachment I've gone for on this is the red dot sight. Now I had gone for the grip initially. I'd put the grip on here, which obviously gets rid of perk 1, but that's not a mega big deal. But having used the grip and that, I didn't find it that majorly beneficial to have the grip. Obviously I've tried grip and double tap, but as I said earlier in the previous setup for this gun, earlier on in the video, the problem that I had was I found that I was getting kills just as quick with double tap and grip as I was with stopping power. So not only were we losing perk 1, but also we were using more bullets to get a kill in the same amount of time. So we're going to go for stopping power as well. But anyway, we're going to have the red dot sight. You can use the iron sights. The iron sights are pretty much kind of similar to the AK. It's kind of similar to the AK sights. It's nice iron sights. I think the iron sights are good. I just find it easier to be accurate at ranges with the red dot, so that's why we've gone with it. Perk 1, we're going to go with 3 frags. The reason we're going for the 3 frags, it just gives us a hell of a lot of firepower, obviously. You've got a lot of firepower anyway with it being an LMG, and we're trying to be aggressive with this class. So we're going to go with the 3 frags. Odds are you're going to get at least 1 kill with your 3 frags. Now it's up to you. Sometimes I have a terrible bad habit of just spamming the 3 frags out in 3 different directions as I come out, wherever I think they're going to be, as soon as I spawn. But you're always best to keep 1 or 2 back for if you have to approach a building and take someone out. So perk 2, as I said earlier, we're going to go with stopping power. As I said, the reason for that is because it kills just as quick as it does if you have double tap and grip. So we're going to go stopping power because it doesn't cost us a perk, and it's the same time to kill. So logic says we go stopping power. We've use less bullets for that kill. We have, as I said, also I'd point out that you have, I think it's around 200 rounds of ammunition on this as standard, so you've got 100 per reload, so it's rare you even have to reload as long as you aren't being silly with the fire rate on it. We're going to then go for perk 3 as steady aim. Now the reason we're going for steady aim with perk 3 is because while this gun is mobile, I think it's the most mobile out of all the LMGs. You can run pretty similar to assault rifle type running really, and if you have extreme conditioning you can move really quick. I didn't feel extreme conditioning was worth having on this setup because of the fact that with any LMG it's a little bit slower to aim down the sights than the other guns are, except maybe the sniper rifle, but it's slower than an assault rifle SMG to aim down the sights. So if you're sprinting around full pout and you bump into someone, odds are they're going to kill you, because obviously hip fire is not great either on LMGs. So we're going to throw steady aim on here to give us a lot tighter on the hip fire, give us fairly good hip fire accuracy. And what that's going to mean is that when we are running around and playing aggressive, if we do bump into someone, we're not going to aim down the sights to get them. If they're close range, we're just going to go straight off the hip and take them out. The pure rate of fire and amount of bullets you're going to be putting down on them is going to be enough to take them out the game off the hip 9 times out of 10. So just to go through that class setup again, it's a red dot sight or iron sights if you would like, 3 frags, stopping power, and then finally steady aim. Now in terms of how to play with this gun, it's the same as if you're using the camping version, in the sense that obviously if you're at a long range you want to burst fire to a degree, but with this gun, more than any of the other LMGs, you don't really have to burst fire too short a burst. You can afford to do a few second long bursts. Obviously if you're at really long range, you burst fire as you would with any gun, but I find this to be the most accurate of all of the LMGs myself. According to stats, it's slightly less accurate than the M249 SAW, but I think it's the most accurate. It's been on point for me when I've been using it. So as I say, you want to burst fire at range, but other than that, you pretty much to a degree can hold the trigger down for a good while. But try and keep it down for no more than a few seconds at a time, because with any gun, if you hold it down for more than a couple of seconds, it's going to start spraying all over the place and you're not going to get the kills that you're looking for. So that's the first thing, and that counts with both of the setups. The other thing I'd say is make use of your free frags. You don't want to die still having frags there, because that's potential kills. Now it's up to you. Like I said earlier, you can either throw all three when you spawn, which I have a terrible habit of doing, which on the one hand is a waste, on the other hand it's better than dying with them, because you're going to get a kill sometimes. But my strategy would be throw one or two of them, probably two, when you're relatively quick to spawn in, and then use your other one to take out anyone that's in a building. Now if you're playing on domination, I would only throw one at spawn and keep the other two to take out anyone that's going for your flags, or if you're pushing for their flags, then you can take them out with it. This also would be a useful class for headquarters as well as domination, due to the fact that you've got the three frags. You can just spam the hell out the building that they're in, take them out, and then move in and take it for yourself. The other thing to remember, like I said, is while we will be running around with this gun, because you can move fairly well with it, especially for an LMG, I feel like it's the most mobile of all the LMGs. Remember, when we're coming round corners, we want to be walking, not running, because it's going to reduce the time it takes to get our shots off if we're walking, so it's better to do that. Secondly, the second big thing to remember with this is, like I say, if you're playing domination or headquarters or something like that, that's objective based, make sure to keep a couple of them frags back, because they're going to be really useful in capturing the headquarters or the flag or the hard point or whatever it is that you're trying to capture. So make the most of them. If you're going to be playing something like domination, maybe even headquarters, no, for headquarters I wouldn't say so, but for domination I would say if you want to be playing domination, I'd switch out what I've got. I've got a flash, I think, on here possibly. Basically for team deathmatch or other modes I'd go with flash or stun, but if you're playing domination, go with that smoke, because it's going to help you capture them flags, because you'd be surprised how often people won't move on the flag, they'll just shoot at it, and if they can't see you, they can't shoot you, so the smoke's well worth having. So that's all I've got time for this video. What gun would you like to see me upload next? It took me forever on the grind to get all the spare parts to unlock this one, but I'm starting to save up already the spare parts to get the next. You let me know, do you want me to go for the Mac 10, or do you want me to go for is it the D25S or whatever? It's basically, do you want me to go for the new sniper rifle or the Mac 10? Let me know and I'll save up my spare parts and grind away to try and unlock the next one for another best class setup video. So leave a comment down below, let me know on that what you want to do. Thanks very much if you made it through to the end of the video. I hope this class was helpful to you. Leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe for more.